guys, it's Elena. I'm laughing at myself because I just recorded about a minute of this video before I realized that I hadn't sped it up at all, and it was probably the most boring video I have ever seen. Because it was just me kind of moving these counters a lot. So you'll see me do that here in a second. Pretty much all I got into was, that I am leaving for London in an hour. So after this video, I will not be posting again until about February. So kind of exciting. Oh wow, we're already past how far I was into that video. Excellent. But yeah, so not a whole lot of videos coming your way after this one. This is kind of it for a while. But this one's kind of fun, just furnishing this little party room up here. Yeah, actually doing in this video what I promised you in the last video, which was furnishing this upstairs and then getting down into the rec room. So we will see how that goes. This little area on the right here with the couches, I don't know if that's gonna work. I have no idea if the Sims will be able to get in there, and it just looks kind of silly, but yeah, we'll play test it a little bit and see what happens. Before I throw that out on the exchange or whatever it's called these days. So much fun stuff to put up here. I kind of wish I'd made it a little bit bigger because there's like the kitchen and dining area, which I'll throw in a little bit more over there later. And then this entertainment area, but there are kind of two entertainment areas. There's the video portion and this kind of music sharing section. And see, that's what I'm trying to do here with the couches, is make them a little more so if you were sitting there, you wouldn't have to move the couch to see both the television and the piano. Not necessarily at the same time, because that would be a shit show, but yeah. This is the part where I changed the bar that I was talking about in the last video, and then I suddenly realized, maybe now, maybe a little bit later, that that counter completely doesn't match the counter of the rest of the kitchen. Pretty sure. So that'll be a fun discovery that we can make together. I love this little area over here, this kind of little dining, visiting area. It's kind of a weird shaped room. Like, you go up the stairs and see the bar. You look to your right, there's the to your right, there's this little dining gathering area with music. There's like a little, I don't know what those are called. Is it a gramophone? Like a little gramophone and a little stereo. And then on the other side is the piano, the comedy mic. I think there's a violin and a guitar over there for little concerts. I guess if the parents wanted their son to come show off his violin skills. So, we'll see. I'm not sure exactly how this space would work, but I kind of like it. And these little dining areas. As I said in my last video, I really wanted bar stools, bar stool tables to put over here, but they don't have them, and it was very disappointing. So we just ended up with those little glass tables, which do, granted, look pretty nice. And yeah, this is where I put in the lights and realized that's not just a shadow. Those are just completely different counters. Good job. So I think it ends up looking a little bit better than that. And this stuff over here changes again, so no worries there. Don't even pay attention. The one thing here that doesn't change at all, I think, is the bathroom. That's just gonna stay. But yes, everything else moving around. I don't know how I feel about those lights. Like, they're really big. They take up a lot of space, but they kind of look cool too. They're very modern, which matches most of this. And I kind of like the design I have going on up here. Is it's very, dark wood, but with a lot of kind of cool modern looking accents, I guess. Like the tables, and I like those lights too that I put on the ceiling. Those are pretty neat. I don't even know how to describe what I think they look like, because they do look very, very modern, but they're made out of very basic materials, like a light wood and metal, and that's it. So they look great. And then trying to color this upstairs area. Like, did I want to make it bright and happy, or did I want to make it dark and kind of moody? It's tough. I don't even know if I ever really floor it. I think I do. I think I floor it here, so I'm trying to floor the kitchen, and then I'll do the rest to go with that. I love those things. I love those kind of checkerboard floor, especially in the marble, because it really classes it up. But that's kind of like the go-to kitchen flooring, but totally classed up for The Sims 4. And I thought marble floor sort of worked for this, although now looking at it, I'm not sure how I feel about that with the wallpaper that I have, so I may have to revisit that at some point, if I can remember to watch my video again before I make a new one, because it'll be a month, and I will not remember. I also haven't done any art up here, which would be excellent to do some wall art. I bet that would look fabulous. So we will see. Well, you know, like I said, we'll all see what I end up doing. I don't even remember. I made this video yesterday and I can't remember to save my life. But yeah, wall art would really fix up the endless stripes over there. That little hostess stand there, I wanted to use it, but I didn't know how it worked with the Sims, because it looks like they're supposed to stand behind it, because there's spaces to put stuff back there. But do they? And what for? It's just, I was very, very confused. So I just left. I just didn't use it. Just gave up. And this little outdoor area, I didn't even really talk about this, but yeah, I added this patio up here because I thought that back bit of the house with the dining area down below looked really stupid by itself. So I threw on this little deck up here, and we'll see. I may have to fix up the space in between, because I don't know if it looks good with those pillars that I put in, but you know, we'll find out in due time. Looking forward to it. But I do kind of like this patio. Whenever I make a patio in The Sims, I make it imagining that I live somewhere far warmer than I actually do, because I never use my patio at home. I mean, I do about like 6 days out of the year, because you really only can 6 days out of the year if you're unwilling to tolerate temperatures colder than like 60 degrees, because I live in the Midwest, and the Midwest is very cold very often. And when it's not very cold, it's very hot. Very little in between. Except for right now, we're having this weirdly mild winter, where it's kind of been like 30 degrees all the time. But I'm excited to go to London, where it'll be a little bit warmer and a little bit rainier, but I got a new raincoat so I can be dry and warm. All of that. I had a lot of fun doing lights out here. Outdoor lighting is kind of quirky, especially because my house is pretty nice, and we haven't done a whole lot of renovating. A little bit, but most of our renovations have kind of been to the outside. Like, we added a big patio area in addition to our deck. And so that's kind of the only real life design I've ever gotten to do. It wasn't even interior design, it was exterior. So I really enjoy that. And of course, you know, my parents choose all the stuff, so I really don't have a whole lot to say, but I think it's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. Indoor lighting sort of just pisses me off in this game, because as far as just very simple lights that keep close to the ceiling, there's just that one kid's lamp. And I kind of just want something very, very basic that I can use to light up a room that you can still see. So not like the by-debug lights, but just a little semicircle light that doesn't hang. I don't need them to hang, I just need light. Unobtrusive light. So that's how that, I think I move it around a little bit more, maybe not. But that's about how the porch out there, or the deck out there, ends up looking. I think it's pretty swell. And I guess I did a bathroom down here. Who knew? Not me. I'm kind of excited to get to that recreation room too, because there comes a point where like you've built so many bedrooms that building bedrooms is just not fun anymore. It's not tedious, but there's only so many options. Like you need a bed, you need a dresser, maybe a light. If you feel like getting creative, you might throw in a closet or a chair and a bookshelf, but bedrooms and bathrooms are pretty cut and dry. But rec rooms and party rooms and living rooms all have a lot more options, a lot more fun things to work with. So I really enjoy doing those. Maybe more than bathrooms, just because this bathroom is sort of plain, you know? Sink, toilet, shower, plant, mirror. Very standard bathroom. Oh, I'm gonna hate myself for moving those windows later. I just know it. I am, because I'm gonna want to put matching windows on the other walls, and I'm not going to want to have to re-height all of them. I have a feeling that is going to change. I wish those blinds let in a little bit of light, because even my solid shades that I have at home let in some light. And you know, I put windows on the house, A, to make it look normal, and B, to let light in. And if you take away all my light, there's almost no point. It just makes me sad. I did love that light. I think that light's gorgeous. And it really added a little spice to this very olive greenish room. I had some fun picking the floor. Classic bathroom. And now to the rec room, my favorite part. And I do spend quite a bit of time on this, actually. But it's fun time. I don't know why those blinds, they wouldn't center on the windows. They kept going off one. All those kind of short ones, which is pretty frustrating, actually. So I did end up just doing this kind of long ones on the side look, so that it looks like it in theory would go all the way across, but they're pulled back. Unfortunately, there's no bar that you can just put up there to make it look like there is a bar for them to go across. So they do very clearly end, which you'll see in a minute. Oh, I stick with these for a while, and then I decide they don't match my room. That's the fun thing about building in The Sims, is it is so easy once you finish a room to say that one little thing does not work, fix it. Those were just my placement lights, because I couldn't tell what the colors looked like in this room. That's one thing I really don't like about The Sims 4, is when you're building, the rooms, the inside of the rooms looks so dark that it's really difficult to match your colors, and sometimes you add lights, or the lights change, and you realize that they actually never really worked at all. It's kind of a bummer. Changing those, and then only to realize that those grays weirdly don't match. I don't know why. It's like those grays have a tint of some kind. Or maybe it's that the black has a tint. I don't know, but it didn't work for me. I think I end up going pretty bright in this room, actually. Because it's, it's kind of for the kid. This is mostly the kid's room. The room for the kid to do his schoolwork, paint, play instruments, or, groom his bonsai tree, whatever else I put in this room. It's primarily for him. I mean, the parents are going to be working or hosting parties or whatever quite a bit. So while they may spend some time in this room, most of the time it's just going to be a kind of bonus space for their son. Yeah, it looks like it has a greenish tint, doesn't it? Like a weird olive green gray. There's no just gray. I don't know. Do I leave it like that? It's not the worst, I guess. I'll have to look at it later. Once I figure out how to do cinematic mode. Seriously, I'm so puzzled right now. Sims camera controls are they're being pissy. But I did figure it out for this video, actually. They worked a lot better than they had been in the past. I'm not sure why they were being so pissy, but it kind of pissed me off. Alright, yeah, we went bright green. That looks pretty nice. That does look, I like that. And here's where we do that blinds thing. Look at how cool those are. Look at that. So in theory, there would be a big blue bar that goes all the way across the top so that they could go all the way across. Unfortunately, The Sims is not quite that sophisticated. And I realized all those lights that I put in were completely in the way. Just like entirely in the way of everything I wanted to do. So I'm not even sure if I put lights back in. I may have to do that. I'm not sure how I could not. Look how dark it is in there. I guess that's also my fault for not putting windows on this side. There's just those two big windows in the front because the other two are covered up. But I do feel like they need more blinds options that are open. They're blinds that you put over the window, but they still let light in. So you could see how someone would close it if they needed privacy. I feel like, I don't know. I like a lot of open space in a room, but I never know how to comfortably leave it that way. Once I have open space, I feel like, I don't know. The open space just makes me feel anxious. Like there's something else that I could put in to better utilize that space. And I just never know. So I never have as much open space as I would like to have. And I'm also very uncomfortable putting things in the middle of the room. So like you'll see in a minute here, I'm going to move those chairs over. And it looks good. It does. But it's so hard for me to trust that it looks okay. I always feel like it looks stupid. Really stupid. We'll throw in a desk over here. And then I think that's about it. So yeah, it looks like we have to add windows and lights to this room and, you know, all of the others when I decorate those in February. So please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in a month